What's good, Shadow Gang? Welcome back to another video. If y'all new here, please subscribe to the channel, turn on notifications. Follow me on all my socials at Ricky the Shadow. And yeah, let's get right into this shit, man. So it's official. Kross is done with the WWE, you know. It's disappointing. I'm just gonna keep it a buck. Everything about this has been disappointing, in my opinion. Where do I even start? Let's just start off with this. Like, I'm just gonna say, Triple H has lately been giving me vibes of Vince McMahon. He's been giving me vibes of that. And what I mean by that is, we all knew Vince. Not personally, but like his mindset, because he just made this obvious. We all knew that if you were a superstar who got yourself over by yourself, you would get punished. It happened with Rusev Day, remember that? I feel like that's happening again, but with Kross. Because Triple H had literally treated this dude, treated this dude with like high hopes, like the next big star. And Kross did it, and for a time it just didn't click. For me, it didn't click for a while, not with the Final Testament or whatever that shit was called and all that. Like, it didn't click. But when he started being himself and started doing his own promos and talk his shit, it clicked. Not just for me, but for everybody else, apparently. Like, he was getting cheered. And yet, they're letting the guy go. I don't like that shit, man. You know, that's just me. That's how I feel. I feel like you becoming your father-in-law, dog. Like, what is you doing? Like, I thought this was going to be a new era. Come on, man. But, yeah. So, that's that. I just want to say about this whole Kross thing is that I think he can do good if he goes the independent route, like, you know, Matt Cardona, and goes to like pop up anywhere like GCW. I know he popped up there. HOG, I think it's called House of Glory, you know, stuff like that, you know. Their Fourth Rope, the new wrestling promotion that's been out for a couple months, a year or something like that, you know, owned by West Side Gun. I can see him going so many different places. Obviously, a lot of people say, oh, we'll see him in AEW. We might. And I think he can do good stuff in AEW. I genuinely do think that shit. The problem is with Tony, you know, it's kind of hard to fill in a spot for them, you know, because Tony got so much shit going on. You know, but who knows, man. I definitely would like to see him, if he does go to AEW, I already can see him doing something cool with like Brody King and Buddy Matthews and shit, you know. Maybe he'll make a faction with them just like Alistair did when he was Malachi, but a little different, you know. Who knows? But yeah, man, one thing I hope is he changes his name to Killer Kross. I like that shit. Like, because when he did the shoot promo thing, I loved it. He said, in the end, he said Killer Kross. You know, that just sounds so fucking dope to me, you know. But yeah, and shout out to Scarlett, man. She did her thing. Is it Scarlett or Charlotte? I can Scarlett. It's Scarlett. Shout out to Scarlett, man. You know, she brings a good element to it, because I'm not gonna lie, I didn't watch NXT like that, but I always kept up with it on my phone. And he looked pretty cool with her. So when I saw him debut on Raw, and he didn't have Scarlett with him, but had this weird helmet, freaking sex dungeon looking thing. I don't know what the fuck they were thinking. And keep in mind, he was still the NXT champ, and he's on Monday Night Raw, and he lost to Jeff Hardy, which at that time, and till this day, I still didn't know how to feel about it, because at that time, they were doing nothing with Jeff Hardy. I mean, like, that dude was losing I think he was chasing for the 24/7 title at one point. And I'm like, Jesus Christ, what are they doing with Jeff? And then I'm like, oh, Jeff won. But it's like, damn, he beat the NXT champ. Like, what? You know what I mean? So that was freaking weird. But yeah, man, that was Vince. He just didn't know what the fuck to do. But yeah, man, seeing Karen Kross do that and then do absolutely nothing, then get released, come back with a new look with hair, and the teasing that he was gonna go after Roman and shit. And I think he ended up feuding with Drew and Rey Mysterio. I think that was like his first two feuds. And again, it was all right, just little by little it started picking up. But I think once the Final Testament thing, I think it the Final Testament, I think they were called, yeah. I'm like, okay, maybe they can do something with this. And the only memorable thing about that group was the WrestleMania 40 match. But I'm pretty sure I don't know if that was the kickoff or one of the openers. But it was against Bobby and the Street Profits, and they ended up losing. So that led to nothing. So yeah, man, that was disappointing. And then when I saw him go solo, I'm like, oh, let's see what happens now. And but some time passed, he got himself over. He was in his hometown of California. I think, yeah, California, doing this thing. Las Vegas or whatever. He's from there, basically, around that area. And they were cheering for him, especially when he came out for the Battle Royal. When he got eliminated, they were booing. And it's like, you could have put him against Randy. You could have done something with him. Then he did a shoot. He did his thing. He had a WrestleMania spot with AJ Styles, but that led to nothing. Like, he got a pop, too, at Mania. So, again, and the momentum kept going, man. And keep in mind, that was earlier this year. We're in August, almost September, because summer's just going by fast, man. Well, summer's basically over. But, yeah, it's crazy, and now he wrestled Sammy at King of the Ring? Yeah, lost. That wasn't the right call. Then SummerSlam match, lost. That wasn't the right call neither. And now everybody was like, oh, they're doing the work, it's a shoot, this and that, la-di-la-di-da, because they're promoting his book. I'm like, listen, there's a big chance they just probably going to be like, listen, we're going to let the guy go, but let's promote his book at least, That way he can get a little, some copy sold or something. Like, let's keep it a bug. Because I said this in literally a stream I did yesterday with my boy Couch, or I think it was the Friday. I said people need to stop acting like WWE creative or these fucking geniuses that have these long-term story plans. Like, no. We need to accept that there's times where they're actually fucking up. And they're like, okay, let's just make this into a story. Like, for example, the R-Truth thing. Let's cut the bullshit. If you really think that R-Truth being released and all that was just part of a work, come on, bro. I can't take you serious. That shit wasn't part of our work. They were going to let him go, but they did something with the contract. I don't know if they renewed it or extended it or something, and they tried to go from there, and they failed because just recently he just friggin' said, if you're back, I'm back, which, again, I love Truth. He's literally the only funny character in WWE right now, but I really was suspecting a more serious. I was suspecting Ron Killings. You know what I mean? But it's whatever. But yeah, so that's what I mean. Like, we need to stop acting. So who knows? Maybe they may change their mind and decide to do it again. But let's not act like this was all purposely done since like the beginning to give this guy hype. Because I swear that's the biggest issue. You guys want to think these guys are geniuses. They're not. I mean, don't get me wrong. They give us amazing moments, but they're not geniuses. Not everything they do is on purpose. Sometimes they just take an opportunity there. So, and if they take this out, and if I was them, I would take this opportunity. First of all, I wouldn't take the opportunity because if I was them, there would be no scenario where Karrion Kross is over as he is now, where I would just let him go. I'm just going to keep it a buck. But I don't know what they're going to do. Probably let him go. I mean, they took him out the active roster thing. They put him with, like, in their website where you go to see the roster, they're, like, no longer there. I forgot what that shit's called. But where you got Sasha there and all those people that, like, Mercedes, they're no longer a part of WWE. That's where they have him and Scarlett. And that's that. And they took his theme song out, the WWE Spotify thing. So, yeah, I think it's over, y'all, and it sucks. It really fucking sucks, man. But I really hope the best for Karrion Kross. I'm gonna continue watching Karrion Kross, because if you really are a fan of this guy, man, you will watch his journey as going. I did the same thing. Like, I remember there was a while when I was like, I'm a fan of this dude, but if they left WWE, I wouldn't watch them. But then I started doing it, and I'm glad I did it, because I got to see, like, Dolph Ziggler was someone on my TV screen for so fucking long. When he left, I said, I have to watch this dude. I ended up watching him. He had an amazing run. AAA World Champion, the Mega Championship, then the TNA World Championship, the Global New Japan Pro Wrestling Championship. Homie really did. I think he was even a double champ at one point. He had the TNA World title and the AAA World title. So, that should fucking tell you, like, how dope he could have been in WWE. Like, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying that, like, he was this jobber in WWE, but we know the story. He was important, but, like, they just never pulled that trigger fully with him. I don't know why. But yeah, that's what I'm gonna do with Karrion Kross, regardless if it's GCW, House of Glory, OVW. They got their promotion still going down there. I don't know, wherever he goes, I'm gonna go there, fourth rope, stuff like that. I'm just gonna support, because that's what we should do if we're fans of wrestlers. Not just be like, oh, you're back in WWE. Wait until they come back to WWE and be like, you're back in WWE. You're my favorite. No, you watch them. I've been doing that with Bobby and Shelton and MVP with the Hurt Syndicate, and I'm going to keep doing that shit, because I love wrestling, and I love wrestlers, and I will support them wherever they go. Because as fans, that's what we should do if we're a fan of the wrestler. A company will always be there. There will always be a company, but a wrestler won't. Tomorrow's not guaranteed, so if you truly love someone's work of art, and you truly are a fan of people like Karrion Kross, you will watch wherever they're at, regardless if it's MLX or MLW or whatever that thing is called. I forgot that company's name. I think Matt Riddle's there right now. Regardless if it's GCW, AEW, Ring of Honor, you will watch Karrion Kross wherever he goes, and I know I will. So with that being said, like, comment, subscribe, turn on notification. Thank you, Karrion Kross, for all the moments you gave us in WWE. And I can't wait to see all the moments you're going to give us in the Indies, AEW, or wherever you go. So, peace.